I'm doing my part because she said I did do my part, so you guys can get two perspectives. Alright, what had happened was,
when Pella was in my stomach, she was very active, like very active all the time. I always felt her, so I knew like everything was good. And the day that I went to the doctor, I called them because I didn't really feel her move at all, and I knew that that wasn't normal. And so I paid very close attention to my body when I was pregnant and making sure that, like, when was the last time I felt her kick, you know, things like that, just because I was considered high risk. So when I didn't really feel her, I was like, hey, you know, can I come in? They brought me in so we could do an ultrasound. So I get in there and we do an ultrasound, trying to like test how much she's moving and all this stuff. And she wasn't really active for them either. So I was only like a week early. I wasn't like, you know, that far from my due date. And the doctor was like, I would rather be safe than sorry. Do you want to go ahead and go to the hospital and we'll set you up for induction? And honestly, I just felt like we need to go ahead and do it. Like, just go ahead. And when we got to, mind you, I had called NISH like on morning. I was like, she was getting ready for work or something. And
it happened on a Monday. Cole was at work, and she said that she has been feeling Peanut move, which is weird because, let me tell you, this baby has been moving since day one. Since you're supposed to like feel them moving in the flutters, she's been moving since day one, non-stop. Like, she's a mover, and it shows now because she's one, and this kid pops up out the bed and shoo! And I wish I could do that because I can't. My body ain't set up to just jump up like that. But anyways, so Cole was concerned because she has been moving in all that day while she was at work. I was literally just getting ready to go to work. She called around 12. So it's her lunchtime. She was concerned. And I had to call in work. I told her I couldn't come in. Because Cole said, she went to the doctor and they told her that it's time to, no, wait. Let me go back. Monday morning, she called me. She hasn't been feeling her moving around. I'm getting up, getting ready to go to work. She said she wanted to go see the doctor because she's very concerned. So I get ready. I go over to meet her at the doctor's office, talk to the doctor, and they hooked her up to the little machine, whatever. They didn't see anything abnormal, but something had dropped. I think her heart rate had dropped or something, stress levels or something. Anyway, something was off from what was showing. So he said, today's eviction day, and we're going to get her out because Cole was concerned about her not moving, and that was very abnormal.
I called her when I was going to the doctor, and she came there, and when he was like, we're going to go set up induction, she was like, what?
I had to come I wasn't prepared for, you know, I thought they were just going to be like, alright, okay. I go off work, Cole go back to what she was doing. No. Eviction notice that day.
So, yeah, she was not prepared. We were not prepared for us to go ahead and do it, but we just went ahead and did it anyways. And when we got over to the hospital, the nurses kind of tried to like play it off. I felt like, oh, the doctor's just sending you over here early for an induction. You know, you really don't have to do that. Well, like trying to like push me from, I guess, getting induced. I don't know. I mean, I know it's best to let them be there as long as possible, but you know, me and my doctor agreed to this. Like, we're gonna go ahead and do it. I felt that we needed to go ahead and have her. So we got set up for induction, and I had already planned that I was gonna try to have a natural birth if possible, but I wanted to make it clear that if I needed to get medicine, I wanted it before it was too late. So, you know, when you have an epidural, you can't get out of the bed. you can't move around. They have to help you, things like that. So I didn't want to get that obviously right away because I wanted to be able to move and all of that stuff. So with getting an induction, there came a point where I couldn't eat real food. They brought me like broth and Jello and oh my god, all this stuff.
To her room, to the hospital, so I had to drive all the way back home, double check on the dogs, make sure they're good and squared away for the next 12 hours, because who knows, I don't know how long this stuff takes. So, and drove back to the hospital where Cole was. I didn't know what room she was, so I'm freaking out a little bit because I can't find her. I don't know if they when they said induce, I didn't know that meant we're breaking the water, baby's coming today, because that's why he made a scene. He's like, eviction notice today, so I'm thinking, I'm finna miss everything. And then, turns out she's just in the room with her the little gown on. They just hooked her up to the machine, so I didn't miss anything. So we called her parents. Thank God for Gigi and Pawpaw, because I don't know what we would have did without them. I probably would have been stressed out. Now you just don't get too stressed. So, thank God. Cole called them. They came that night. They put the inducing medicine in her around noon. And then, according to that, they said that she should be here the next day. That was their prediction. If we induced today, the amount of time Peanut should come the next day. So basically, it was a waiting game. But by then, all that had happened. I was so hungry, y'all. And if I'm hungry, I'm not in the best mood. I don't know if y'all seen one of my videos where I'm hangry. But, I had to get something to eat. And they told Cole that she couldn't eat. But that don't mean I can't eat. I know we in this together. But I got to eat if we're going to be strong.
I was just so hungry was the main thing. I was like, this makes no sense. Like, why can't you eat? You need fuel to be able to bring a child into the world. Like, why are you starving me? While NISH is sitting over there eating American deli in front of my face. I told her she could, but it was hard.
Someone got something to eat. My Cole was over there just eating her broth and Jello and cubes. I don't know how to expect anybody to sustain off that, and they want to push your muscle track. I work out, so I know you need fuel. You need your protein and your electrolytes and all this stuff, to keep the muscles going. But they really want you to starve yourself while your body's performing all this motion and all that. That's why I can't get pregnant, because I got too much body control. I need to be able to control my body. So,
we did an induction medicine and all of that around 5 o'clock. Or no, we did it around 5 o'clock. So they were like, you're gonna labor all night, and then tomorrow you'll probably have the baby. So we were there, and I was okay, I would say, until it was probably it was the next day, obviously, after they came in and broke my water, so that we could progress further. It was okay, because the Pitocin and everything, I think I only got to a 3 centimeter, and obviously that's not enough, so I agreed to breaking my water. That was very painful and not comfortable. I would say that's probably hurt more than anything else. So,
Cole's induced. We waiting. Gigi and Pawpaw comes. Still waiting, gang. I don't know what happened between that day and all. Not too much recollection. It's been over a year, so if we would have did this soon, I could tell y'all. However, going into the next day, what happened? There was a lot that happened. I don't remember the exact order that everything happened. I do know that they had to, because her she wasn't dilating fast enough, so they had to break her water. I missed that. I came back home for the dogs. to let the dogs out, feed them, do everything that. So I missed the water being broke. A couple more hours passed. Her contractions or something was getting strong. After that, after her water being broke, Cole said that was crazy. She said it was painful. I guess the process was painful, but I didn't think the actual water breaking would be painful. But she said it was.
You know, it did feel like you peed all over yourself in the bed. Just FYI. Sorry if that's too much information, but that's what it feels like. And so we're like sitting there, whatever, and I started having like really bad contractions. And so at that point I was like, is there any way I can do medicine like other than epidural? So they were giving me some IV medication at that point just to like help me a little bit, and that was helping perfectly fine. And then we got closer to like 7-8 centimeters, and I was like, I need to epidural. Like, I can't do this anymore. It hurts really bad. One thing I was hoping that I didn't have was back labor, and mainly that's where like somehow the baby positions where it's like on your nerve or whatever, and no matter what happens, you hurt. It's like in your back and it hurts. So, and I kept kind of like asking my mom, like, how am I gonna know when it's time? Like, how, you know, like, I kid you not, I went from like a 7 to the 10 in like so fast. I don't even remember how long it was, but it was like fast. And when that happened, I was instantly sick, like sick as a dog. And I was just like, I'm gonna throw up. And they were like, oh, she might be ready. So they checked me, and I was like 10. So I was like, oh yeah, she's ready.
Whew. When they said it's time, I broke out in sweat. I was nervous. My stomach was in knots. I was more concerned. I just wanted her to come out okay and alive. And I wanted Cole, like, you know how they say the brain can process, I don't know how many thoughts, but the brain is actually faster than the computer, because the computer is man-made, you know. But, and like, I swear, in like 1 second, I was like, oh, Cole's gonna bleed out. Oh God, I'm not gonna have my wife. Oh God, the baby's gonna come out through. Oh God, like all these scenarios just running through my head, and the whole time this pregnancy has been smooth, y'all. Like smooth, like the best thing you ever wish for. Like there was nothing. Cole didn't get sick. She didn't have like no swelling. She couldn't move. There was no bed rest. Like it was like the perfect pregnancy. So I don't even know why all these bad thoughts was rushed to my head. I guess because it was like it was time. And anything happened. But that was going through my head when it was like time to push.
So worried about the epidural because everybody freaks you out, like, oh, there's a needle on your spine. That did not hurt. The anesthesiologist that came in was amazing. Did not feel a freaking thing, and honestly, it calmed me down so much to prepare me and get me ready to be able to push. So even during that time and having that epidural, I literally could not feel from the waist down. But when it came time to push, I felt my back pain, the nerve pain going on. Like the epidural didn't even cover that. I don't know why that was so painful, but the pushing was not the hard part. My back hurting was what was bothering me. And so that kind of pushed me into it's push mode. Let's get her out of here, because I wasn't worried about the pain down there. I didn't feel any of that. I was feeling my back hurting, and I was like, she's on my nerve. I need her off of my nerve. Like, I gotta get her out.
Came time to push. Doctor came in, he looked, he said, oh, this is gonna be a while. Oh, wow. He said, a few hours. And I'm just thinking, this woman ate in over like 24 hours. We ain't got no few hours for her to be pushing. That's how long babies take to come out. Because I'm hungry. That was another thought that was in my head. I can't sit here while she pushed this long. Oh my God. So, Cole had already decided she wanted her out anyway. She wanted her out the day before. So this baby's coming out. It's all about your mindset, y'all. Mindset. If you want it to happen, it's gonna happen. If you will it, it will be. And Cole was like, we love each other. She was like, and I swear, it took all of 15 minutes. And Cole, she pushed out.
I was not playing around. I was like ready for her to get off of my back nerves so I would stop hurting. And they're like, oh my God, you did so well. Like, that was amazing for your first baby. And I was just thinking, I just wanted her off my back. Because that's basically what she was sitting, like laying on my back or something. I don't know what was going on, but that was the worst pain ever. And
it was all 15 minutes. She push. She pushing. Thought gonna look up like, you want to see? I said, My Pam want to see. I guess, it's her first one. Cause you can't see yourself pushing. Pam had to, so she wanted to see. But I don't want to see that. And then, but like the about third push, Peanut came out, and it's like she shot out. Cause when she pushed her out, blood flung back on me and Pam. I was like, oh! And Cole looked at me, and I was like, oh, she's out! She's out! I wouldn't even, I saw the blood, but I didn't really think about blood, where it just came from. I just got Pino's out. We was both in tears, crying, like, she's here! She's here! And then, he cleaned her, they wiped her off. Like, it's all up fuzzy, cause I feel like time just went by super fast after that.
Obviously, it's a whirlwind. Like, everything's going on when they bring the baby out. We had planned for NISH to cut the cord and all this stuff, but when he got her out, the cord was wrapped around her neck, so he had to cut the cord to get it off of her. And
the next thing I know, they gave it to Cole, and she was laying on her chest. And I swear to God, y'all, when I first saw her face, it looked just like Cole's face. Like her nose, her chin, she had this, they call it the Griffin chin, but it looked, if you guys ever seen them too, they got the same identical chin, her eyes, they looked blue to me, so they were blue, but they really weren't, they were like grayish, but they looked blue at that time. And she looked just like her mommy. She looked just like her mommy.
Once she was out and he's held her up, my mom has this picture. We'll go ahead and put it in. Him holding her, and then she was put on my chest, and I just remember her first cry. I was just in love. I'm gonna tear up thinking about it.
Oh my goodness. And then I'm sitting there looking at her, and then I got to thinking, I didn't get to cut the cord. They asked me to cut the cord. I didn't get to cut the cord. And I said, hey, what happened? He's like, it was wrapped around her neck. So I was like, you did the right thing, Doc. You did the right thing.
Me and her both have talked, and we feel really we're so thankful that I listened to my gut, and we went ahead and went to the doctor, and he listened to his gut, and we just went ahead and had her, because there are so many awful stories about babies passing away full term because the cord gets wrapped around their neck or whatever. And I know there's a lot of people that are die hard, they need to stay in there as long as they're supposed to, but I feel like if we had done that, she might not be here. So I am truly thankful that we just went ahead and did it this way. And people make you feel like induction is horrible and all this stuff, but honestly, it was really the best thing for us and the best thing that we could have done, because we have our beautiful baby.
Peanut came out 6 pounds, 13 ounces at 5:28. Remember the time because it's my sister's birthday. My sister's born May 28th, so it's easy to remember. 5:28 p.m. on November the 6th. a healthy baby girl. And she was so tiny. She was when this time, she was like this time because I held her like this. And she was beautiful. Even though I wanted a boy, I knew her spirit would embody my spirit because she's a Scorpio and Leo. And we're like energetic, like full life people. And that's how she is. That's her spirit. Her spirit is mine. But her looks are her mommy's, and that's why we say she's the perfect combination of us both. God bless us. God really bless us.
It was one of the hardest but most rewarding things I have ever done in my life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. So, even though we can't really do it again, or we're not really doing it again because of how long it took us to get pregnant, I just feel like that was the best thing in the world that I could have done. And if anybody else out there is having problems with getting pregnant and having problems with their own stories and things like that, we really feel for you guys, and we've been there and we understand, and we're praying that everybody gets their labor and delivery story one day.